I just realized that the previous video that I'd already started and spent 15 minutes explaining, I had my sound muted from the previous video I made. So solid one for me there. I'll restart. Fucking hell. I spent 15 minutes doing that crap too. Alright, so basically, the starting of gearing is you need to know how to get Demon Slayer points because you need to get your Demon Slayer rank up to 3. If you don't get your Demon Slayer rank up to 3, then you're unable to purchase the materials you need to craft your gold gear. Now, by getting your merit points up at different stages, you can rank up. It will show you here what level you need to be required, the amount of merit points that you need, and what dungeon you need to pass to basically for increasing your rank to the next level. So what you do when you've reached all the requirements, you just click this and it will auto path you to the NPC. Or if you know where the NPC is, you can go there. This daily is always Darkfall. It's a random dungeon. It's not any specific dungeon. Different days of the week. Believe last time it was like every week it was one dungeon. The next week it was a different dungeon. I believe here is just completely random. Some days are some dungeons. Some days are different dungeons. But it's a random dungeon scaled down a bit. You know, whether it's one of the 65 dungeons or 55 dungeons, it's in there. And your weekly here is varies between if you're a fresh level, it usually be dark for hard. But if you're already done your first week, it will more than likely be 40 shrine or 45 spiders. And your weekly here will be God mode shrine. Now these this one gives you 100 per day, so you can do this daily. This one gives you 300, and this one gives you 180. So you're not going to hit rank 3 in a week. You know, it's not going to be as simple as that. You'll need like at least a week's worth of you do a week and then you do the reset and then you'll probably get it. You know, I believe it's what 7, 8, 9 days, and you get tier 3, and then you can start purchasing the materials that you need. So if we go here, you go to this grocer, which is at this area of the map. So if you don't know, I'll zoom out. Right here, these NPCs. So speak to the grocer, go to the second tab and the second page. Now these are the materials that you can purchase. And as you can see, you're limited to one purchase a week of the Mist of the Bright Jade. Mainly because it's an item that isn't required heavily for all the other items. So it's trying to limit you being able to craft all your gear on the first day. There is other ways of being able to get this Mist of the Jade. If you right click this, it will give you a treasure map. You right click the treasure map and it will auto path you to a random area of the map. And it will give you Soul of Mist, a potential Mist of Bright Jade, which is the item I was on about that can only purchase a week. Or it can give you a random piece of gold gear. Now it's not going to be specifically for your class, but you can always salvage it by using this and clicking on the item, and it will salvage it, and it will give you these carved runes, which I'll explain in a minute what they're for. Yeah, so you can purchase all of these with Demon Slayer points, which you get from doing the dungeons, and your Soul of Mist, which you get from this. You get these ones specifically from 45 spiders and 40 shrine. I call it spiders, it's Misty Hollow, sorry, it's an old habit. But yeah, it's Misty Hollow and Deserted Shrine. If you don't know what those dungeons are, push O, click on Instance, and you see Misty Hollow and Deserted Shrine. And you'll see on this difficulty, it has the potential to drop these. Okay. On this difficulty, it has the potential to drop these. So yeah, it's always worth doing them. As you can say, it's got some other rarities as well. These only drop, these two only drop when you got the end of the boss, and you got to try and hit the different damage meters. If you hit the different damage meters, you potentially get these drops. I believe I've got a red star, a couple of them actually now, to upgrade your 3-star skills. Yeah, so you can definitely definitely suggest doing these every day, just to get these secret treasures. If you right click these, you have 14 of these a week, I believe you can do. Between those and the ones that you get from God mode, they're slightly different. They instantly give you the resources that you need. So the resources for crafting the gear, like Soul Mist. So you don't get a treasure map where you have to auto path to it in the open world. You just immediately right click it and it opens. So if you're lazy like me, I'll just wait and I'll use the ones from God mode, because I can't be asked to follow maps everywhere. But yeah, so definitely worth using these as much as you can. You also get Soul of Mist from obviously doing God mode. Whether it's on 1-star, 2-star, or 3-star, you still get Soul of Mist. Just obviously, the more you get is based on the difficulty that you do. Like a 3-star, you get, I believe, on average 2 to 4 jades that drop, which is the item that you can only purchase once a week. So yeah, it's pretty useful. Okay, so now you know that you need those gold materials. That's what you do. That's what you need to get to gold materials. This is what gold materials you need to craft certain pieces of gear. So you see, for helmet, I need 1 jade, which is the one you can purchase once a week. These are relatively easy. And here you've got Mist Flurry, and then these, and you need these. All right. So for pants, you need one of those as well. For gloves, you don't. For shoes, you don't. So your shoes and gloves, you can build relatively quick. As for your weapons, a little bit more challenging. You need 4, and your offhand, you need 4. You can get them dropping 3-star God mode on the last chest, but it's rare. It doesn't always drop weapons. Sorry. Whereas the other 2 bosses are always guaranteed gold drops, but the last boss is not. So yeah, these ones here, again, fairly easy to craft. Your rings, fairly easy to craft. Anything that doesn't require Mist of Jade makes it relatively easy for you to craft. Okay, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so you see the other materials that you need for the crafting the gear. You need the wood, the hematite, and the silverstone. Now, to get these materials, you use a different form of currency, which is Imperial Society merit, which you get from helping lower level players. Now, as you can see, your Silverstone is the more expensive item because it's the item that's least required. You don't need as many of them. You need just 1 or 2. And your Hematite and Leshy Heart are relatively cheap. There's an NPC like this. There's plenty of them around. I believe I've seen 10 so far. But if you ever need to find one, just push C, go to Honor, and right click this guy, and he'll auto path you to the nearest one. And now, once per week, every week at reset, you'll be able to do a quest from this guy. He'll have a green exclamation mark above his head, and it will be a quest that you can repeat 3 times, and it will give you a lot of contribution towards Imperial Society merit, and it will also give you some other little rewards like tickets, which you can use for doing the fish quest or Dreamworld or Mushroom Quest. Mushroom Quest is great fun, by the way. No, it's not. But yeah, you got the guidance level here. It's trying to give you a guide of what levels to take into what dungeon, so you can make sure that you get the XP. You'll know that if you're going to get Imperial Society merit, is if when you join the dungeon, it comes up and it says guidance mode, and it will label what player that is allowing you guys to get Imperial Society merit points. I believe you also get Imperial Society merit points if you sidekick in 2-star God mode. I remember doing it for a couple of people and getting quite a bit of merit points, so also useful doing that. Another part of the gear that you may not know is, a lot of people don't know, is when I said about salvaging the gold gear that you don't need or isn't good enough for you, but you have it, you get these carved runes. Now, to reroll stats on the gear, which is the green stats, right? You need to have these materials, right? So a jade, quite hard to get. You know, these, yeah, they come in loads of numbers, you have loads of them. And hematite, easy, right? That's easy, fair enough. But this is relatively hard to get if you want to have multiple rolls in your gear. Now this kind of dissolves that. You don't need multiple rolls. You know, you just need the carved runes, and you get, it varies. I think one piece of gear I had 70 and the other one I had 50. So depends. Like I think it's a bit of a random number on what you get back on the carved runes when you salvage gear. But these are very handy. So you just basically you'd use these to in substitute for these two, which is just pretty huge. And then you can reroll these stats. Now remember, you can have up to 3 stats on these pieces of gear. I believe it's on weapons, offhands, and armor. I haven't been able to re-roll a piece of jewelry yet to 3 stats. Um, so I can't confirm that you can get 3 stats on jewelry, but I can confirm that you can get 3 stats on weapons, offhands, and armor, any type of armor. Um, so you see I've got it on my armor here. I've got it on my gloves here, you know. So it's all very handy. An extra, obviously, an extra stat is an extra stat, so you can't really complain there. It's a handy way, especially if you're already max geared and you're looking to just get that little bit of gear boost to be ready. Um, there's a couple other things you can purchase in the merit shop. For example, this unlocks slots in your gear to equip another PvP gem or PvE gem. This unlocks tiers in your items. So basically, you can I'll show you that in a bit actually. Um, Here you can buy some your 2 scar skills. So here's the rocket barrage. It's useful in PvE, not so much in PvP. This is useful in PvP, more so on your own. But in guild PvP, cage is more preferred on this side of the resource of your skills. Um, I'll show you a couple other things. So that's pretty much that covered there. There is other areas where all these NPCs are hard, but for me that's just the most simplest one. I like using them anyway, just because there's a waypoint right next to them. I don't have to run too far. Okay, so we'll go to the PvP one now. 1 second. Hey, little bro. So my little brother's watching. So something I want to show you guys is here is area skills. Now for people that are really bothered about getting the highest amount of might that you can, which takes into account as basically all of your anything that increases your attributes or your stats, um, which this is accounted for. They take account for your aerial skills. So for those of you that don't, you could always purchase these ones. Now I have these 2 already. There's also the next tab of ones, I believe. Yeah, here you go. You can buy these ones as well. So you need 20 skill pages as well. As you see, I've got 18. But again, it's another skill. It's actually a sniper shot, which is quite funny. And then you've got this one as well. Shatter shell. I don't really know what skill that is actually. Hmm, no idea. Yeah, maybe it's a different variation of the skill. But yeah, you can purchase these 2 and you can level them up for your flying skills. Just they cost you Gifil, Gifil notes, sorry. Um, so yeah, you can get them up and level the other ones. So there's Shatter Shell. So it's basically that skill. It's just a different name. Solid. Good job, guys. Um, so yeah, you can buy these two and level them, and you can get them up, which will give you more overall gear score. Well, not gear score, but the might score if you're bothered to get in the top 10 for the costume. There's a lot of other things you can buy here in the PvP vendors. You can buy yourself gems and PvP gems and PvE gems. You can do the same in the other vendor, the PvE vendors and gems. So you've got Sidious here. I definitely suggest if you are not in need of gems, worth buying these because some of your skills to upgrade in your Dow tree are very expensive. Um, so I'll go through mine. I haven't particularly upgraded mine as much as maybe some other people have, but I've been slacking on dailies. As you can see here, I've got these three, so I've got an extra 12% damage on my sniper shot. Haven't quite got that one up yet. I don't think I have any scrolls either. No, I don't. But if I go to, hold on, this one. So you see here, I could learn some, but I need a Pacific type. 35 of them, not easy to get. um, yeah, different types of your parts of your skill require different gems. I believe this one requires, yeah, same as well. But here I have nothing to learn at the moment because I haven't used this skill enough or met the requirements of what it wants me to do. I've got 50 out of 200, so not entirely sure what that wants me to do to achieve that part. This one here, I need 10. So the earlier ones you need more blue, and as you get on you need more green and then red. Um, Here I need more 10 green. So, but yeah, as you can see, I've got quite a few of them to do. You can see I can unlock this one and different ones here, so I can reduce the skill cost by using 10 of these. You don't necessarily need to all go into beast essence. You could go into different types and it'll require different materials. It's up to you which sort of branch you want to go in. Um, so yeah. Also, when you do meet all the XP in each one, you'll have a little plus here. It'll be completely grayed out, nothing will be there, and you'll just plus it, and it will basically start the next one. And it will look a lot like these ones here, but you'll have a plus next to it, so you can click plus, and it'll start the next one for you. And then when you got enough of the dowels, you can learn it. The green ones I found are quite hard to get hold of. There's only certain dungeons that are able to get them, and they're quite expensive to purchase. Okay, next part. Yeah, that's pretty much that. For these, leveling them up, I wouldn't suggest using these because there is other uses of these. But yeah, you can upgrade your skill based on how often you use it. You can also use it in the guild base for an hour if your guild has a cultivation space. You can basically research your skill in an hour in there, and it will use it for an hour. Doesn't stop you using it at all. Like you can still go out and do whatever you want. So it's pretty handy. Another part. Let me go to. I go to this one. The, there are other NPCs than the ones I'm showing you. These aren't the only places you can do them, but it's just the places that I find most convenient for me because they're close to waypoints. Um, so yeah, you've got the refinement master here. So you see here, you can refine your gear, you can transfer your refinements, um, and also remember when you're transferring your refinements, they're always looking on the tier of your gear. So you see this is tier 10. Now a purple piece of gear at this content will be tier 9. Um, Now, so that means you can upgrade. What it means is that certain pieces of gear you can upgrade to certain levels. So if you see, I'll chuck this in. So I can only upgrade this one to level plus 10. Okay, I can't upgrade it to any further than plus 10. Now it'll be the same. So grade 11 will only go to 11, and so on. Right. So just remember when you're switching the refinement, make sure that you're always checking what tier item you're switching the refinement to because you could technically lose refinement on it. And if I was to switch this plus 8 to that plus 5, I would lose like 3 basically. It doesn't add on. If I put +8 to +5, it doesn't make it +13. So just remember to move the enchantment to another piece of gear before you were to do something like that. Otherwise, you unnecessarily lose enchantment on a piece of gear. So just remember, it doesn't add up like you think it would, because obviously we all wish it would work like that, but nope, it does not. Also, sorry, when a piece of gear gets to +5, I'll show you. +4 gear doesn't show, right? But +5 gear, if you push shift while you're hovering over the +5 gear, you'll see that it shows you the veneration max HP. But you see if I do it over +4, nothing. Only +5, and at +9 it shows you a second stat that you can unlock, but +5. So if I unequip this, I go to this guy, and it's any refinement master, and I go to venerate renew, and I right click this. Now all I need is depleted Phlogiston, and I can reroll the stat. Now I quite like HP, so for me I'm not going to do that. I will do an example though. I'll find a stat that I don't like on something. Yeah, we'll do dodge, why not? Okay, so as you can see here, I unequip it, right click it, and I just click change, and it's given me 2.0 for Seek. Yeah, I'll take that, why not? So there you go, and you just keep that. And that's basically that. It re-rolls it for you. It's not the the biggest stats in the world, but if you're looking for specifically aiming in a certain area, then it's worth it. Now, okay, I'm gonna show you what this part is. So if you go to this NPC equipment activator and you interact with the first one, and if you were to put this in it, as you can see, to unlock this one, I need 34 of those. Now you can get these from doing fish quests. You can purchase them from certain NPCs with reputation. Easiest to do it from doing the ticket quest. Any quest related to using tickets generally reward you quite a few of these. So that they're quite a good way of getting. I think you've been up to get to. Someone got 30 the other day, which was pretty insane. And that's just in one go. And this basically just unlocks another tier of your gear. Now, if I show you, for example, let me go to, how many points do I have? I have 47, so I can't purchase one. So basically what you do is I'd go to N and I go to this. So I'd unequip the one weapon I've got that I know I have. So you see here, each tier requires hematite. And it just basically increases all of your base stats by a certain amount. So if I did it, it would show me that my crit would go up by 3, my dexterity might go up by 1, my maximum physical attack might go up by 1. Each tier that you do, and the padlock that you got at the end of each piece of gear, that's just the items that you need to unlock that padlock, so you can have the fourth one. Now, all I need is one hematite and I can do it. I'm not in a particular rush. Just that's how you can do that. Definitely worth doing. It does add quite a little bit to your gear score and quite a bit to the stats of the gear. Now, there is the option when you push N that you can take out gems and put in gems. Okay, so you can do that. It's basically wherever universal. You don't need to be in a specific area to do it. So you just have to push N to do it. And then go to this option here. But if you want to unlock slots into your gear to unlock a socket, you go to this one and you go to seal PV mark. And if you go to right click in your gear, now if I want to unlock another slot, I would basically have 6 of these green dicks, is what I call them, but they're dragon spikes. And you can unlock a socket in your gear and start putting more gems in. So yeah, that's how you do that. You can get them again from various NPCs via reputation or currencies. It's very handy to do, especially if you're heavy on trying to get as many PvP gems in your gear as possible. Let me think, what else can I show? Yeah, I think that'll be about it for now, for this one. I'll do some more. Oh, also, if you didn't know, Solgrid, Now, I will show you the weekly that you can do to get extra ones of Soul Grid, but basically, if you get 5 of these, so what am I looking for? The water ones, yeah? So teardrop. So I get 2 from that one, and I get 3 from that one, so I've got 5, but I need 4. So I'm over on that mark. The flame, I've got 2. I've got 2, so I've got 4 on that one. So exactly 4. Alright, Rune Earth's Crust. Right, so which one gives me that one? So that one. So I need 3 on that one, but I've got 2. And you see the strength of the runes is displayed there, and that's relative there, what you need. So here, 2. So yeah, 2, and I need 3. So both of these 2, all I need to do is level them, and I'll have that buff. But you know, I haven't been lucky enough to get duplicates of these ones yet, so I haven't got them. But I will aim to. But again, this is how you get these. And once you get them, you get the relative buff next to it. As it goes on, obviously, they get harder. So, and there's different tiers to them as well. So you need 8, 8, 5, 5, and you can get 10% crit damage and 100 crit. It's pretty fucking awesome. And again, it's relatively nice to try and get some of these buffs. They might not sound like a lot, but they are very helpful. There's different types of ones you can go for to help with your class. Let's say other things. I'm trying to think. PvE and PvP gems drop quite a lot. You can do them from doing your PvP quests and doing them from getting your army coins and use your currency to purchase them via that. But they also drop a lot from this world boss. Now, if you've got a relatively active guild, you can just take these on and do them as and when you please. They spawn on the hour, every hour. And they despawn after about half an hour, I believe. But yeah, this one here despawns and respawns every hour. So you can basically click on this. Now, to get this icon up, you just push M, make sure that your filter icons is on 3, and you can either click on that or you could click on that and zip to it. And you get a lot of PvP gems, PvE gems, and you get some Soul Grid crystals too. It's the same for this guy here. Exactly the same. I don't think there's any difference in the drops between these two. Just the mechanics of the boss is a little bit different. They're not very hard. You need about probably 10, 15 people to do it. It might take you a little bit while. The more you have, the longer, the quicker it is, but the less chance of you getting drops. But yeah, they're definitely very useful towards getting PvE and PvP gems. So you know, if you've got a few guildies that've got some spare time, it's worth getting stuck in. What else? Yeah, so any form of leveling up your skills adds to your might per se. I'm just going to go to the vendor that shows you what your rank is and whatnot. Because a lot of people are very interested in what their rank is. Some people aren't too bothered. Some people are just like, yeah, I don't mind. But if you are interested in where you are in the rankings, you just basically come to this NPC here and you speak to the ranking announcer and you see I'll go for my class. So right, I'm apparently rank 10 on the server at the moment. That's just fair enough. I've not really done an awful lot since CBT1, so I don't really deserve to even be there at the moment. But I am. So yeah, basically if I stay in the top 10, which I probably won't, I'll get a top 10 costume. It looks nice. Don't get me wrong, it looks really nice on a gunslinger. But yeah, if you're interested in that, it takes into account pretty much your wing skills, your leveling of your skills, the dower in your skills. It takes into account your gear. I believe it takes into account your soul grid as well. So yeah, it takes into account all of that, and it adds it in, combines it to one giant score. This here is your individual like gear score rating, um, and this here is the experience that you have. I think maybe I don't know. No idea. Maybe the development of your talents and skills and stuff. But yeah, let's see. What else can I think of? think. Yeah, I think that's about it for now. Yeah, if I think of anything else, I'll let you know, guys. But yeah, this is basically the basics of your gear. It's not too hard getting your gear going. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it and remembering which ways to do. Um, One thing I do advise is with your Oscif currency, don't do what I did and spend 50k on bags. You know, I made that mistake, and my warehouse and my storage, sorry, is full of really nice, lovely bags, and yeah, I've made that mistake. But as for Oscif points, it's very good to use it to offset the costs of. I'll show you the fish, what I mean by the fish NPC quest guy. So I'll quickly head there and I'll show you because it's quite handy. It's definitely an important quest to do as much as you can. Um, okay. So awesome. I'm practically at the same place I was. I should have just kept running. Solid teleport. He's my enemy. My nemesis. It always kills me. Okay, so again, that's the NPC there that you can get your weekly quest from, where you can do your mentoring and help lower levels. And here is the NPC where you can buy some tickets here. They cost you some Giffle. Obviously, other players can purchase them too. As you can see, the only ones that are available at the moment are the slightly expensive ones. All the others have been completely bought out. The Pearl Exchange here. This is something I highly suggest that you purchase every week. Is that it costs you 18 curious beads. 2 red tickets can basically +9 your item because you need 2 red floggy stones to +9 a piece of gear. Each red ticket requires 2 argent floggy stones in your inventory with your red ticket to make a red floggy stone. So, and you can only purchase one of these a week. So, upon OBT, make sure that you are getting one of these every week. Good to get your Dow and that in here as well. Just remember it's quite expensive on Oscif points. So again, you'll have the benefit of not spending 50k Oscif points in OBT like I did, but just you can always use fairy orbs as well to offset the cost. The same as the NPC back where your Soul of Mist is. You can use Soul of Mist to offset the cost of your Demon Slayer points. So yeah, if you don't want to use too much Oscif points, you can use it to offset. So you need only 2 to make these basically free. Um, but yeah, they're very handy, especially when you need to get Argent Floggy Stones, and there isn't a limit to it. So the more pages you get, the more you can upgrade your gear. If you want to, again, here these ones to put green dicks into unlocking slots into your gear. These are to increase the XP rate of your Dow skills. Yeah, so again, this is very useful. There is numerous quests in the map. See here, there's a curious events. This guy here, this is the fish quest. Um, there's different ones here. There's the dream dungeon, I believe that one is, and that one's a dream dungeon. That one's the mushroom quest, I believe. But there's different ones. There'll be more as the new content releases. This is where you can go all over the map. But currently there's these 4 here. I haven't done all 4 of them. I've done 2 of them. I've done the mushroom one, which was a fucking bull lake, and I've done the fish quest one. I prefer the fish quest one. But yeah, there is other ones you can do different times of the day. At the moment, it's slightly bugged, so I will do a separate video on that just to explain as to what you have to do. You need to take the quest 5 minutes before nighttime. Is it nighttime? No, 5 minutes before daytime starts. And then the fishes spawn 5 minutes after daytime starts. So you've got 10 minutes where you've already wasted. Basically, as long as you take the quest for your party, and you need to do it with 3 people as well. As long as you take it before before daytime comes, you'll be okay. For some reason, it's slightly bugged at the moment, and I hope they do fix this because it makes it a bit complicated for some people. But yeah, it's a very good way of getting beads. I think you can get up to 30 if you're lucky, depending on whether you, because generally you get 2 bags where you get maybe 8 or 12 a bag, and then you get 2 little vials. 3 vials make a map, so obviously once you do it the second time round, you can unlock a map which gives you an extra reward, which you could have the chance in getting you those little beads that you need to unlock the tiers in your gear. Um, or it can or you can get more beads. I believe I've had up to 30 to 40 beads from one run before. So yeah, it's definitely worth going and checking out. But yeah, I think that's about it for the gears for now. I said anything else anyone wants to ask, don't hesitate to PM me in game or Discord, and I'll happily answer. And I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope this has helped.